today we get to do something new after yesterday's hard class. Football players missed it. We worked so hard. So, basically today, bottom line is we're just going to do problem solving. Yay! And word problems, yes. Wrong. We're going to learn today. Okay, so when we're looking at these word problems, you have the opportunity systems and solving equations with two unknowns. We are going to have a word problem with two unknowns in it. We're going to have to, first thing we do is set up our variables, right? Let x equal this, y equal that. Nothing too fancy. Then we got to make our two equations. We're always going to have two equations. That's what we've been doing this whole unit. And then we can solve it through elimination, substitution, Andrews and graph. So you love graph.
We have to graph.
You don't have a graph. You just do elimination and substitution. So our first question. Oh, I know. Get ready down. So after reading all this, all 3 pages of the question here. Multiple choice test, 25 questions. Get 4 points for a right answer, -2 for a wrong answer. A student score of 76. How many were answered correctly and how many were answered wrong? So, the first thing I want to do is find my variable. So, I'm going to let C equal correct answer. And W equal wrong answer. Okay, so I'm trying to find that. I can go through and look through my questions and pick out stuff I need. I know there was 25 questions in all. You get 4 points for a correct answer, and you lose 2 points for a wrong answer. Yes, lose 2 points. You got every question wrong.
I don't mind.
Yeah, mine 50. And the score was 76. But just kind of picking out stuff, you don't need to worry about anything else. So when I start to make my equations, I know there was 25 questions, and we're going to assume the student answered them all. So the number of correct answers plus the number of wrong answers equals 25. And how many points do they get for a correct answer? 4. 4. That's 4 points for a correct answer. How many for a wrong answer? -2. And what was their score? 76. So our first equation here is just all the number of questions together, add together get 25. And you get 4 points for every correct answer, and a -2 for every wrong answer, gets a total score of 76. Questions on that? And since we have our two equations, how do you want to solve it? Elimination. Okay, what do you want to do? What's that? By 2? This one? Okay, we'll times everything by 2. And we'll get 2C plus 2W equals 50. Now we add these together. 6C equals 126. Equals 21. Okay, so we got the number of correct answers equals 21. How do we find the number of wrong answers? The first one? So we have C plus W equals 25. Minus 21, 25. And W equals 4. Yeah. Huh? What? Yeah, that's what I did. Eventually. Yeah, I know. I like to write out your stuff. You guys know. Okay, for this question we have a tennis court. Perimeter is 70 meters. Length is 1 meter less than 3 times the width. Find dimensions. So, you notice we have perimeter. Anyone tell me what perimeter is? It's around the outside, and it's 70 meters. So, first of all, what do we want to use for our variables? Just our variables. L equals length. W equals width. So if we know the perimeter is 70 meters, how can we write out that equation? Yeah. 2L plus 2W equals 70. Because if we have a rectangle, we have a length here, a length here, and 2 widths. So to find the distance around the outside, we add all these together. Okay, now to figure out the, and now it says the length is 1 meter less than 3 times the width. So we have the length, and that is equal to 1 meter less than 3 times the width. How do we write that out? 3W subtract 1. Because we have 3 times the width, and it's 1 meter less than that. Make sense? Oh, okay, how do we want to solve this now? Why did you pick substitution? Yes, we have this one, L equals -1? Okay, since we already have 1 in this L equals 4, we can just substitute it in. So I'll take this, and I'll substitute it into that out there. So I have 2 times 3W minus 1 plus 2W equals 70. Multiply out by 2. I can group my W's together. Yeah, when I have my 2 either side. And I'm going to divide by 8. I get W equals 9. Everyone cool with how we did that? And now how do I find my length? Put it back in the other equation again. So I have length 3W minus 1, the 9 in there. So for my width I got 9, and the length I got 6. That makes sense? If I put that back into the original equation, does it work out? I'll leave that to you guys to decide. And perfect. So, my last example. Okay. So we have. Okay. So you have Reed for Gas has invested $10,000 because Reed has done this money. So that at 10%, the rest at 7, you received an interest, so after all done, you get $826 from both investments. And so how much money did you receive at each rate? So we need two variables. We want to use. We need one for the money at 10% and one for the money at 7%. I'm going to go with T for 10%. And S equals 7%. That way I don't get confused with interest and liquid. So, if he has invested $10,000, some of this at 10%, or T and some of this at 7%, how would we write the equation for all the money? Yeah, exactly. So we have T, the money at 10%, plus the money at 7%, equals $10,000. And if we take a 10% interest on the money we invested at 10%, so it's 0.1 times T plus 0.07 S, we get $826. What? Okay, so now we have our two equations. You can just solve. What's the first thing we're going to want to do here? Get rid of something. What do we want to get rid of? How do we get rid of the deficit? Everything in here by 100. And we're going to get 10T plus 7S equals 82,600. Now, how do you want to solve this? Huh? How do you want to solve this, John? So elimination. So we're going to times everything here times negative 7. And we'll get negative 7C subtract 7S equals negative 70,000. And now we're going to want to add these two equations together. The signs are different here. You guys are going to cancel off and be left with 3T. What are we left with on the right side? 12,600. Divide by 3, what do we get? What's that? 4,200? 4,200. So REIT has invested $4,200 at 10%. How do we find out how much he invested at 7%? Yeah, we'll go back to our first equation. T plus S equals 10,000. T we know is 4,200. Now we can minus 4,200 from both sides. And what do we get for S? Alright. So the only difference for base top is just you have to make up your own equation. And then